exploitation under this process of the new phase of current imperialism. But this in itself is pregnant with yet another contradiction, which is likely to lead to a crisis of capitalism much more intense than what we are witnessing today. And that contradiction lies in the following. While the wealth medium is that of the US dollar, the holding medium is that of the US dollar, in order to remain in that hegemonic position, it will have to politically and militarily be superior in the world and display that aggressiveness and seek control of the world's economic resources, like we see in the Middle East. But apart from that, as the leader of this entire phase of contemporary imperialism, because dollar is the medium of holding wealth, it accumulates a large amount of current account deficits, which are unsustainable. Now, these current account deficits which it has accumulated, which has reached today to the tune of something to the tune of 1.4 trillion in the last 42 trillion in the last year, makes the economy unsustainable. But that is because it has to accommodate the products of many other capitalist countries in its economy in order to exercise its hegemony. Now, if it tends to devalue its currency, that will lead to a complete slump and a slowdown globally. If the other countries do not revalue their currencies, then this crisis accumulates to levels of unsustainable deficits. That is why the pressure today trying to force China to revalue its currency, which is what President Obama tried last week, but in order to, so that the US economy can try and get out of its crisis. But nevertheless, this is an impending crisis that is likely to come sooner than later. So irrespective of how capitalism emerges from the current crisis, which we have seen is again at the expense of intensifying exploitation on the people, there's been a $14 trillion bailout packages for the financial institutions and banks. And two of the major banks have now announced in the last quarter profits of billions of dollars, which were in fact responsible for the financial crisis, to have set in the financial crisis. But on the other hand, you have nearly 1.2 billion people in the world hungry, and unemployment has reached staggeringly high levels, highest since the Second World War, even in the USA crossing over 10.2%. This only reflects the character of capitalism, where it emerges out of this crisis at further exploitation of the people.